theoretically, that would be great for us, you know, you send everybody a check, but really, we have to think of it, I think, in a...
That just got everybody's attention, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I just saw everybody look up all of a sudden.
I know.
Yep.
But if you think about our core principles, right, fiscal responsibility is what we do as conservatives. That's our brand. And we have a $36 trillion federal debt. We have a giant deficit that we're contending with. I think we need to pay down the credit card.
House Speaker Mike Johnson right there making news here at CPAC with our own Rob Finnerty. Johnson is pitching fiscal responsibility. President Trump, though, still considering paying Americans $5,000 a household. It's a DOGE dividend, all from the federal waste Elon Musk and his team has uncovered. And a lot of people like that idea. Pleased to bring in right now to discuss the speaker's comments and also more, host of the Ike Wingate Show, Ike Wingate, and also former National Press Secretary for the Trump campaign and former Principal Deputy Press Secretary of the White House, Hogan Gidley. All right, guys, so is it going to happen, Hogan? Do we get the dividends? I know that Speaker Johnson has a huge budget battle as well. He's got to get it through. Slim majority. You know the inside and outs of all of this. What's realistic?
Well, what's realistic, what's probable, what's possible, all these things are in a big bucket right now. We're just trying to see what kind of comes out. The fact is, Donald Trump wants to get some serious tax cuts extended for the American people. He knows we've been paying so much more for gas and groceries in the last 4 years. The policies the Biden administration has been kicking us in the teeth. And, of course, the deficit, debt exploded. So all those things are part and parcel with their decision-making on how we can actually get back to a road of fiscal sanity for the
right. But you know the left is jumping on inflation, even though it wasn't caused by Trump. So the fact the sooner we can tackle some of this, and he campaigned on no tax on tips, you know, DOGE dividend sounds good. Yeah, spare us. But Ike, obviously, there is a lot of curiosity about this. I want to play Jasmine Crockett. This is what she says about a dividend for real Americans working pretty hard.
We are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
Oh, I don't know what that $5,000 will do for you. That's a lot of money, Ike.
It is a lot of money, especially in this economy. What's interesting is Jasmine Crockett is someone who has been advocating for reparations in the past. And so she comes out and talks about, what are we going to do with, you know, what are you going to actually be able to do with $5,000? We could do a lot with $5,000 in the average everyday household. But I don't think that it's necessarily a great idea to be cutting and then giving this money back. When you cut the budget, you want to put it toward debt, right? I used to work for Dave Ramsey. That was something we had to do. Then Dad comes home and says, hey, we cut our Netflix subscription, but we also bought a new Xbox. Conflict.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, they're going to try to hammer it out and solve it. Of course, delivering for the American people and Trump's agenda is what this unified, you know, Senate and House are trying to do. It's just not always so pretty, right, Hogan? So how about maybe saving money when it comes to the Postal Service? There's this story. We know, I don't go to the postal office. I don't like the service. A lot of people don't. According to new reports, Trump is expected to take control of the post office, fire the postal board, and you know, the Postmaster General Louis DeJoy is going to step down, Hogan.
I can't imagine why. They're running a $100 billion deficit. They've got a big problem. Look, you don't trust the Post Service with a greeting card to Granny. You go to FedEx or you go to UPS. So it's pretty obvious that other private entities can do this job well. They can probably do it a whole lot more efficiently. And if you go to any small town in America, what do you see that's really nice and really big and really new? A post office. They're spending billions of dollars doing this across the country. And by the way, we need to be able to mail letters. There's no question about that. But there are serious cuts that should be made here.
Right.
And taking it over, privatizing it, not a bad thing when you realize the waste that occurs there.
And you know, you're right, the buildings look great, but when you go in, there's not a lot of people there.
Nope.
There's long lines, and then they send you to the kiosk to do it all automated, and you wonder. And I also have to play a little clip of DeJoy during a recent oversight hearing. This is not a good look of somebody who maybe knows that they're not doing the best job. Let's play this.
You, sir, do not get an A grade. You cannot give yourself that grade.
I just did.
You are responsible for the fall of the Postal Service and the lack of accountability.
Congress is responsible for the
does it?
fall of the Postal
So it's
Service. I am
Congress's...
trying to fix I am trying to fix
On your
the Postal
watch.
Service.
With all the AI.
Before my watch, the same stuff
With
happened.
all the AI, with all the computer systems, you're worse than if I took
You're
a
talking
horse
to yourself.
and picked up the mail and delivered it 2 miles down the road. That's you. I hope you got that on camera.
I mean, if you're 3 and you cover your ears, that's cool. I mean, if you're in a congressional hearing,
So embarrassing.
it's really, it is embarrassing. It's immature.
It is immature. It's like he's throwing a little tantrum. It reminds me of the scene from Dumb and Dumber when the guys were like, la, 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 I can't hear you. It costs $70,000 to do a new mail truck. It's $70K to move the steering wheel to the other side of this thing. Like, everything is totally inefficient. $9.5 billion loss just last year alone. The post office needs a major reform, no doubt.
You know, I feel like everyone on the left is trying to do that, cover their ears and hope it's not happening. But you know what? This is happening. We're here at CPAC. You're seeing all the momentum as well, Hogan. How long can they continue to be so tone deaf, say things like Americans don't need $5 grand, and continue to think they'll have a winning message ever?
I don't know. They are literally on the side advocating for, supporting fraud, waste, and abuse in the federal government. It's a weird place to be, but for whatever reason, this is the hill they've decided to die on. And we have a saying in the South, throw a rock over the fence, it's the hit dog that yelps. They're yelping on here because they got hit, because they got found out that all of the money has been used for these progressive slush funds. If you notice too, not a single dollar did it go to any conservative cause? Not one. It always flows to the leftist, radical, progressive causes. That should be a shock to the system, but the left just says, nope, we're going to double down on it. It's really dumb.
It is dumb, but now they also don't have the echo chamber because Americans have woken up. You have a radio show, and people know, and they're starting to see through all the corruption.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the Democrats have no answer. Again, they're tone deaf. They're going the wrong way. I saw Senator Fetterman in the airport when I landed. I asked him, why are Democrats so afraid of saving money? He just shrugged and walked off with his hoodie. They have no answer. It is absolutely tone deaf.
Well, they don't have the answers. Good thing a lot of folks here in this room do.
That's right.
We're going to solve it for the American
No
people.
question.
Ike Wingate, Hogan Gidley, thanks for stopping by.
Of course. Thank you.
Very well coordinated, very GQ today.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, you should be.
That's right.
All right, coming up next right here on Newsline. Why the state of Florida